Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
But until I can confirm that this is actually live, I guess I'm just going to be talking to myself, as it were. Seems that that's going, and according to the live video page, that's going now as well. And look at that, we already have comments. Well, at least comments 2 minutes ago, and I think I gotta wait for people to kind of play catch up. This is the funny thing, when you're watching live, you're watching the countdown, 10, 9, and it could start at any point in time there, really. But beyond that, if you're watching this video after it's gone live, then it probably doesn't make any sense to you at all. You just kind of have to play along and pretend that it's live and, really? No, I can see you. I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on, except, Chris, you have a mug that has your name on it today that I haven't seen before, and it's got dots and lines written all over it. Is this an original creation, Chris? That's probably what you're asking yourself, and indeed it is. This was a gift. There's 2 mugs I purchased. You saw for during Diana's Christmas haul a week or so ago, and the object was to design something on these mugs that would make them ours. I mean, sure, we could buy a mug with our name on it, but I thought, wouldn't it be neat if she drew something and I drew something and we'd have unique mugs? So she wrote my name on my mug, and I drew dots and lines around it, and I did the same for her mug. She drew her name, though, and I did dots and lines. So this is an original creation here, this Chris mug. No other mug like this in the galaxy. Very happy to say. So thank you for tuning in, and Happy New Year, everybody. At least I hope it's been a Happy New Year. Someone asked me that when I went to get the yellow stickies, which some of them were yellow, some of them were green, others were magenta. I don't know, these little sticky notes. The clerk behind the counter asked, "Did you have a Happy New Year?" And I said, "That remains to be seen, depending on how many people." Wow! 17 people already like this video. All I've been talking about is my mug, which I guess is kind of geeky. It's bigger than my head. Oh, Syrian705 says that mug is not big enough. Does the mug have juice in it? This is actually Genmai Cha. This is an original blend. It was Geekalicious was the name of this. See how it's kind of brownish in color? It's very healthy. It's supposed to be that color, just so you know. Because I need to stay hydrated as I talk about today's headlines and share these experiences with everybody the world over, assuming that you are tuned in from a country that can view this TV show live. Yeah, that's what I'm calling it, all right, a TV show. I'm your host, Chris Pirillo, and let me go ahead and let the entire galaxy know that we are streaming this live. I'm going to go ahead and tweet this, and this is what I'm going to use in my tweet. Feel free to retweet it. You know how to make this Monday not suck? Watch this! And then I link off to this live video feed, or, you could like it there too. I'm also going to go ahead and share this on my Facebook page with the same teaser. 44,000 people have now liked me on Facebook. That does something for my self-esteem, really. If I only had like 2 people liking me, I'd be depressed. Probably still be doing the same thing, but much more depressingly. All right, let's go ahead and +1 it. Are you guys in the habit of +1ing things? You should be, because that's going to be the next big thing in 2012 is +1ing. So on the video page itself, where you can like this video, and if you're not seeing the video on the YouTube video page, you won't see the option. +1, I'm going to publicly +1 it and share it on Google Plus with, you know how to make this Monday not suck? Watch this. And we are officially live. So we've got a few things to cover here. Feel free to read along with the links in the description. Of course, these links are pointing to LockerGnome.com. If you're not yet subscribed to our email newsletter, that would be a wonderful thing to do, because we'll keep you up to date on things that we cover in TLDR and beyond. We do have one article that was posted that will not be covered in today's live episode, or really any videos, because we already recorded a video on the topic. Are video games overpriced? And some people think they are, and some people think that they're not. And I'm sure you have your own opinion. Either way, we've already recorded the video. Now we have an article ready for you on LockerGnome.com. And when you go to LockerGnome.com to read these articles, +1, share, tweet, whatever you got to do. Let other people know you know about the article. It's not just a video. Video, article, video, article, video, article. Right? Can you say it with me? Video, article, video, article. So, Matt's okay, here, we got a pretty good question. Maybe this is going to make a good separate video, the first separate video we're recording today, and hopefully you'll like it. As we were getting the ball rolling here with a live TLDR episode, that's the LockerGnome Daily Report. We stream live on YouTube every day. It's a TV show. Thanks for joining us if you do. Matt's417 asks, what does +1 do? And he's talking about the +1 button, which is now starting to pop up on a number of websites. +1 is from Google. So if you visit an article on LockerGnome.com and you like it, you +1 it. You press it. There's a little +1 button in the sidebar right now on LockerGnome.com. It's right next to the tweet button and the share button for Facebook. So +1ing an article is essentially a gesture saying that, yes, I like this content. Then they even take it a step further, or at least allow you to take it a step further, and to share that +1 with people who are following you on Google+. So if you like an article on LockerGnome, +1 and then say something about it. I like this article because it smells like roses and makes my browser run faster. I don't think that would really be true, but you could say something like that to the people on Google+. And you may be thinking, well, Chris, no one's using Google+. Yes and no. You probably use Google to search for things. I imagine that within the year, now that we're in a new year today, or actually starting yesterday, Google is going to cross over organic search results and the validity of the content in those search results with the content that you're +1ing and sharing on Google+. So please, start +1ing content. And if you really like the content that we do, the videos, every video that you watch that you like, don't just like the video, that's great, but +1 it. It's easy to, YouTube puts the button right there next to the Facebook and the tweet button. +1, it's easy. You like the articles that we do in conjunction with the videos, +1 the articles. Trust me, Google is going to turn that on, crossing over what you're +1ing to your organic search results sooner rather than later. So if you like the content, you owe it to yourself, really, yourself, to +1 it. And then let other people know. And then hopefully they'll +1 it, and we'll have a whole bunch of +1s running around. That's a lot of ones. 1 and 1 is still 1 in the universe of Google +1. Hopefully that answered your questions. Google is going to take over the world. I don't know about that. Has not happened yet. I'm the only person my age using Google+, apparently. That is kind of sad. I think. I don't know. We'll see. It is now +1. Let's go ahead and I've got to cover the Uber article. Hang on. Give me a second. When you need to get from point A to point B, you might rely on public transportation. You might rely on an automobile. It may not be yours. I mean, if you're in a foreign city, and the foreign city may just be another city down the road, it's just not your home city, and you need a way to get around, and you don't want to rely on something like a bus, you could use a taxi. Or if you're in a bigger city that has the service enabled, you could use Uber. Now, we wrote about Uber as a service a while ago on LockerGnome.com and kind of warned people about some problems it was likely to face. And those problems that we thought were going to be problems ended up being problems this weekend. We kind of prophesized it, and we can thank Kelly Clay for that. Or actually, you should thank Kelly Clay for thinking ahead. So with the Uber service in a city like Seattle or San Francisco, you can say, I want a town car to take me from point A to point B. And then the town car arrives, and you're there without riding in a taxi cab. And it's not to say that town car drivers are better than taxi cab drivers, but I gotta tell you, I've been in a few taxi cabs, and I'm very grateful for having exited the taxi cabs in one piece. Because they're crazy! I mean, even in Seattle, they're crazy, those drivers. So, Uber apparently jacked up its prices this weekend with it being New Year's. And everyone's out and about, and so they're kind of running low on automobiles taking people, not just things, from point A to point B. Of course, if you have enough to drink, you might turn into a thing. I don't know if anybody's ever drank themselves into becoming a vegetable, at least permanently. So Uber kind of got a black eye. And they came out and said exactly why they were doing what they were doing, but a lot of those Uber fans became Uber mad. Really, really, really upset. I've never used Uber before. It would be something that would interest me if only I could save money on transportation. I am a frugal chap. I like saving money more than I like spending it, that's for sure. And ask anybody around me and they'll tell you. So what I would likely do if it seems that I'd be paying more for one service or another, even if it is as simple as pressing a button on my iPhone, I'd rather get a hold of a friend and ask them, hey, could you take me to the airport and then possibly pick me up? And I'm more than happy to ask someone for that. They're more than free to say, no, I can't, and then I turn to the next friend. And, the cycle kind of moves on and on and on because I'm kind of far away from where the airport happens to be, at least in the Seattle area. Uber would be an option, but again, it was just, despite the convenience, to me, it was too expensive for what I needed. And really, it didn't match my needs. So be forewarned about a lot of these services. They may be convenient, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be the best priced options for you. And here's the thing. I'm broadcasting to a lot of people right now. The chances of you living in a city that is Uber enabled, they're pretty slim. It's not in every city yet, which is kind of disappointing because it's a neat service, but I don't know if it's worth the money. Now there's the question for you. How do you choose to get around if you're in a place where you can't be driving on your own and you need some kind of motor vehicle to get from point A to point B? Would you use a service like Uber? If not, why not? And if so, why? Share your experiences, especially if you've used Uber before. Chris, why doesn't LockerGnome have a Linux tab? We did at one time. Unfortunately, the readership was so incredibly small. Nobody was interested in reading Linux content. We had good stuff. It's just nobody cared. So I guess Linux users would rather go out and create the stuff on their own rather than to read something that somebody else had written. That was our experience, and we tried for years. Oh, believe me, we tried, but it ended up just being a colossal waste of resources. Go Minecraft said, I tried to rewind the video, lol. I don't think you can rewind a live video. If you can, it would shock me. Be kind of fun, though, wouldn't it? To watch me in reverse as I'm doing the live broadcast? It's crazy. What exactly is Uber? Well, if only you read the article on LockerGnome.com. I wonder if that would help you understand. It might possibly help you understand. Or maybe you could have listened to how I explained it. The video could be lagged. Of course, if it is lagged, then you won't find out that I said that for another 3 minutes or so. According to my watch, I'm on a schedule here, folks. All right. Speaking of schedules, let's stay on schedule, even though it's not really a schedule. We're not here for any period of time. Chris, what brand model are your monitors? They look to have electric tape over the logo, so I don't know. I can't move the electric tape, guys. That's just crazy. The unknown PC guy asks, are you a Christian? I think I was when I was a kid, but you don't really know anything about religion when you're a kid. And when I grew up, I became an atheist. And I've been much happier with my life since becoming one, I gotta tell you. And it looks like Uber is also German for super. Nice. What is Instagram over Camera Plus? Asks someone. Well, Instagram's more photo sharing and basic filters. Camera Plus is more like the, balls to the wall camera app with features like, well, I guess they do have photo editing or advanced photo tweaking that you wouldn't find in Instagram, but nothing really there that is easy or as easy to share photos with as what you might find on Instagram. Really kind of two separate apps. One's a power camera app and the other one's a power sharing app. So there's the answer to that question. Let's go ahead and roll along. When LockerGnome first started, way back in the day, 1996, as you probably know by now. Most of our audience was comprised of old guys. I mean, really old guys. If you think I'm old, no, it's nothing. I mean, like, guys who were retired. People who grew up with the personal computer or were older than the personal computer, even when the personal computer was old. And the reason why that we attracted the older generations to LockerGnome, largely because they had access to the internet and a lot of time on their hands being retired. So a lot of LockerGnome's audience, as much as YouTubers may not believe it, if YouTubers skew young, is still older. And we, certainly send our information out to anybody, whether you're young, old, middle-aged. Oh, man. I'm like 2 years shy of being over the hill. Can't we just make 50 the new over the hill? Wouldn't that be great? One could hope. So we still continue to produce content for everybody. And from one perspective, teaching those who are older than us, also known as this particular group of people, likes to be called seniors, and I'm fine with that. My dad is actually a senior, and Sherman creates articles on LockerGnome.com that are specifically geared towards seniors. So even if you are a youngin', whippersnapper, you probably know people who are very old or older than you, and you could help them. You really can. And it doesn't take much to help somebody, and especially if you're not thinking of age, even though there are generation gaps, certainly. And my dad even provided feedback for this particular article that I'm talking about, the one that's linked in the description, Unintended Consequences of Tutoring Seniors. And one thing that frustrates my dad, and I think, he qualifies for AARP. To me, that's pretty much, senior, that's as good as it gets. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to be there in a couple of years myself. But he talked about how technology changes so rapidly, and it's difficult for him to keep up with a lot of those changes. I guess I take it for granted. I want technology to evolve and change over time. If you have not, explored that as an option in your life, teaching people who are older than you, you learn to be patient, and you almost relearn how to do something. And it could be something as simple as, unlock this screen. And you could look at this screen and say, well, it says slide to unlock, so I'm just going to slide it to unlock. Someone else might look at the screen and go, slide to unlock. It can happen. And I'm not being flippant at all. I mean, when we see things as geeks, understand that I would guess that more people would not understand it at the same level. And when you teach someone who's older than you about technology, not only are you opening your heart, not only are you learning patience, and believe me, I still need to learn a lot in the patience department. My quick response, my knee-jerk is, Google it. That doesn't always work as much as it used to. When you're exploring the generation gap in terms of education and technology, I think it helps you become a better person. So take a look at the article, and if you know a senior in your life, whether you're related to them or not, feel free to share those tips and tricks that we're creating constantly for you and for them on LockerGnome.com. I sure hope I didn't kill my iPhone. Give me a second. Oh, that would have been one hell of a long way to go for a gag. Well, no hairline fractures. Everything's fine. Padded case for the win. Had you sweating there for a second, didn't I? Had myself sweating there, to tell you the truth. I'm sure that's the only reason that video is going to get liked. Let's see Chris destroy his iPhone. Metallic X Squink says, I taught my grandfather how to use an iPhone 4S. That's awesome. Chris, when are you going to buy a new Mac Pro? When I get the money. They're not free. Sadly. Yet. Maybe one day they will be. iShuffleboard. Yeah, that would have been one app to have on there at the same time. A lot of questions coming in today. That's great. Although a lot of the questions I've already answered, so I'm not going to answer them again. Sorry. You can Google it. It's a great little thing called Google. There was a time when I was a child, and I know you're thinking, God, that was just decades ago. Actually, it was. We could watch movies, like, in the theater for like 99 cents. First run movies for 99 cents at a matinee or a child rate. And even as I grew up, they still had dollar theaters, and they were fine. We didn't have the option of videotapes. I'm sorry, not like the first part didn't date me at all. We didn't have the option of watching movies at home. And if we did, that was only later on in life when we could watch it on some kind of television service provider, a cable network of sorts. And then they had the commercials, and it was edited for television and all, blah, blah, blah. So movies were affordable. And even back then, they were expensive. Cost of inflation and everything. Now, it's very difficult to go to a movie, leave the house, get out of the house, forget about all the options that you have here to entertain you, like the videos we do on YouTube for you, on the LockerGnome YouTube channel. We don't have any movies, though. There are still reasons you would want to get out of the house and experience a movie in a movie theater. We have written an article explaining and really detailing the top 5 reasons you still want to go to the movies. Granted, I'll tell you, I only go to the movies when I can get a discount. That's just the truth. I watch for those 2-for-1 specials, and in fact, I just tweeted about one the other day. What was it? go.tagjag.com/movietix, T-I-X. I got 4 movie tickets for the price of 2, which was pretty awesome. And so I'm able to go to the same movie everybody else is going to, but at half the cost. And then, of course, when we go to the movies, we have to get popcorn. And you don't want to go with my parents, by the way, because I have gone with my parents, and they embarrass me. My mom brings a big purse, and they go to the movies, and because you can get free refills on the buckets of popcorn, and they bring the big bucket of popcorn, they buy it once, dump it into the purse, and then my dad walks back to the concession stand and says, it spilled. They're incorrigible. They do this every time. Dude, okay, granted, it can be expensive, but we look, hey, they said free refills. They didn't say no free refills if you pretend to spill it. I can't get away with walking in with a purse anymore. So there are reasons you still want to go to the movies. I'm not talking about the options, again, at home. One reason, probably better audio and video quality. The speakers they have there, huge. Speakers bigger than you. And the screen, come on. You can't tell me you have a screen that is bigger than the screen that you're going to find in a movie theater. Bigger isn't always better, but the audio and video and experience combined, I'd say that's a win. One thing that you've got over watching movies at home. Another thing that you might find at the movie theater, special events. It's not just about movies. Sometimes you can only watch something on the big screen. They have special showings of films that aren't anywhere else, or live broadcasts that can only be seen on the big screen, and then the theaters are networked with one another. It's kind of an interesting dynamic thing that they have going on. And honestly, there are some movies that were just intended to be seen on the big screen. And I don't mean the big screen sitting across from you in your house. And I think that's fine in some cases. But, the blockbusters, those action movies, you cannot tell me. The more special effects a movie has, I say the better off you are seeing it in a theater instead of waiting until you can get it at home, because the experience is just kind of limited. Even if you have a huge TV right now, it's still not as big as it might be in the theater. And, you might think, wow, privacy. Yeah, it's kind of fun to get out of the house every once in a while and have what we like to call date night. I do this once a week with Diana, and it's the highlight of our week. And she doesn't mind that I'm frugal and only go out to the movies when I can save money, because we're together. We like saving money. And, I mean, really, why would you turn down a discount? Especially if that means that you can do other things together. And, there's something to be said. Hey, let's have date night and stay in tonight. That's not... I gotta tell you, in my experience, most girls don't flip for that. They want you to seem like you want to be seen in public with them. They want that, and so it's a chance for you to brag that you're not alone. Lord knows, I am a very, very lucky man. Very lucky. So, do you still go out to the movies? If so, why? And if not, why not? I have a 120-inch 1080p projector screen with 14.2 surround sound, just as good as the movies. It says lock and load. Well, good for you! I'm just a little jelly. Honestly, I don't have any projection systems like that. I don't know. I enjoy the movies. I just haven't, I guess, invested in that kind of infrastructure at this point in time. I'm fine with LCDs and plasmas, I think. Movies are great as long as the audience is okay. Sometimes you go and bring people. There are screaming kids, says PU7ZI. Yeah, screaming kids. That's part of it, I think. All right, give me a second. Okay, sorry, I had to do some production there. Chris, where is your happy juice? This is happy. I'm not happy? What do you mean I'm not happy? Oh, someone went yesterday to see Mission Impossible. How was it? It looked to be a good one. I want to see the new Sherlock Holmes, because I have the 4 for 2, or 2 for 4. It's a nice twofer, I would say. All right, give me a second. Let me stage the next video. Lol, Chris labeled Big Cup. I think he's commenting on my mug, but I'm not sure, because it was kind of a disjointed sentence. Wish you'd say hi back. That'd be great. It would, wouldn't it? So many people are jelly of my chair. That's the new term, I guess. All the kids are saying it these days. Instead of jealous, you're jelly. This is a very ergonomic chair. I've got lumbar support, independent lumbar support, really, for each side of my spine. And I keep it locked so that I'm not sitting flat, but actually tilted forward, which forces me to sit up straight. And it's very difficult to demonstrate in this particular video, but if I don't lock it, let me just show you what happens. You see this? Like, I'm all bent over and stuff. That's bad. You don't want that. And if I lock it down, I'm more inclined to sit up straight, and my posture doing fairly well, which, by the way, helps decrease the amount of fatigue that I might have. When I'm doing these videos, I'm not rested completely against the back of my chair. This, by the way, is a very expensive chair. It costs like $700, but I got it like over a decade ago, and it's still in primo condition. I did remove the armrest. They kind of got in my way, and I do my best to have a decent posture when I am working, because ergonomics, I would say, aren't just a fad. If you are not feeling, like you can do this for an extended period of time, you're going to have problems. The human body wasn't built to do this, but let's admit it. As computer geeks, as people who sit in front of the computer, this is what we do, right? So if we're going to do it, at least make it for you as comfortable as it can be. And sometimes being comfortable means being uncomfortable, because if you're comfortable like this, you're not going to be comfortable that way for long. It's going to hurt in more ways than one. And a way to combat that, of course, is getting an environment that is ergonomically friendly. Whether you're talking about, replacing your keyboard with something that may be more ergonomically friendly for you. I've seen the ergonomical keyboards, the split keyboards. Couldn't stand them. Couldn't use them at all. I type much quicker on these little keyboards. And the nice thing about the way I have this set up, and I've done my best to make this office as well, geek-friendly and body-friendly as humanly possible. So I've got my keyboard not elevated per se, but it's at a slightly lower position so that my arms aren't doing this. They're doing this. They're down. I also, if I'm starting to feel fatigued, I have another keyboard here. This is the wired keyboard down below, and I can use that. I can position the mouse just about anywhere, including off to the side. I can switch hands. I can switch to using a touchpad. I've got a lot of options, but probably the most important option for you, beyond the keyboard and the chair. You gotta have a good chair, and sometimes you may need to spend a bit of money. But you know what? This is what I've been doing for 15 years, and if I didn't have a good chair, there's no way I could continue doing it. The screen, the position of the screen is actually very important. You want to be at eye level and below, so you want to be looking down. You don't want to be looking up, because then you're craning your neck. That's a bad thing. You want to be looking down. This is everything that they said. And we wrote an article detailing all of it for you. Can home office ergonomics make you more comfortable? And if you're not very comfortable in your home office, it's time to change some things. Like, Chris, I don't have a home office. I have a bedroom. Well, that's no excuse. If you're not thinking about ergonomics, even in your bedroom, if your desk is there, you need to rethink some stuff. And as you may have seen, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I uploaded this year's home office tour, thanks to your donations. And Mr. King Naz says, your office is huge. It's bigger than my apartment. Well, I have a wide-angle lens because I have a wide butt. Yeah, there's a reason I didn't show you the seat on this chair, because it's kind of big. So, what do you do in terms of ergonomics? If anything, I think it's invaluable. I couldn't get through a day if I did not have proper ergonomics. And of course, another thing that goes along with it is getting up every so often and moving around. It's difficult to do these live shows in one sitting because I'm here. Other than when I throw my phone across the room, then I have to get up to check to see if I broke it. Ubak11 says, thanks, Chris. I tilted my chair to improve my posture. You see what I'm saying? A simple tweak. Lucas Streeter 96, thank God I have not missed this. Chris, you are just awesome, a true icon. Thank you, just like my face. Did you notice that my face is like the LockerGnome icon? I drew that years ago when I first started the business. And he's usually happy, like, well, that's bad posture. He's usually happy, like, wait, he doesn't show teeth. Chris, I sent you an email about a review opportunity. Please tell people about it. Okay, I will. Right now I'm doing something else, dude. Stick with me. I know you have a short attention span, but I got to take care of some stuff here, okay? World doesn't revolve around one person. 120-degree recline while sitting is ergonomically ideal. Big, a bit like JP and Grandma's Boy, but not so far back, says Inbalanced by Design. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I've started to keep the seat locked and it tilted forward so that I'm sitting up. And still I have, issues with my back, but I've got a massage tomorrow. Yay, it's my first massage in like 6 months. You need those things. Is more better? It's a good question. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out to all those who are watching the live TLDR episode right now on YouTube. TLDR, short for the LockerGnome Daily Report. What else would it be short for? Oh yeah, too long, didn't read. And hopefully the article that we wrote about this very topic isn't too long for you not to read, please click it, look at it, share it if you like it. Why minimalism is one person's New Year's resolution. You probably saw my home office tour this year. If not, it's there. You can just go to YouTube if you're not already there and search for it, or even Google, wherever. Search for Chris Pirillo's home office tour. And you can even watch a few years ago and see how my home office has evolved. And I've certainly, I think, it's become more and more cluttered. Some people say I have too much stuff. And I've been thinking about getting rid of some of the stuff that I have. I think I even mentioned in this last video that I recorded that I'm looking to sell my PSP and all the games, the PC games that I have, maybe even some of my old Xbox games. I don't need this stuff anymore. I've already played them. I'm good to go. I'm not going to use them at any point in the future. It's just, at this point, clutter. Well, what about all your Darth Vaders, Chris? Well, those are collectibles. And collectibles, yes, can be clutter, but that's adding a bit of personality, I think, to the home office. But sometimes there is such a thing as too much. How many digital cameras do you have right now? I have 3 if you count the camera on my smartphone. That's probably too much. I could get away with just having the camera on my smartphone. I like the options of the different cameras and what each one of them allows me to do. And I chose one camera when I did the home office tour because it offered the best options. Even though lighting wasn't one of those options, the optical image stabilization beat all. Even though I could have gotten a better video quality by using another camera, I wouldn't have been able to dynamically refocus as I moved from one point to another in the home office. So I kind of need those options. But in all the things that you have around you, do you need everything? Does that make what it is that you do, does it make things more complete? I don't just have one Stormtrooper action figure to play around with. I have now, 11. I have 10 in my home office and 1 that I keep on my person as I, leave the house. Believe it or not, that does happen. And I've been having fun with that Stormtrooper and the variety of them. You might have seen on my Instagram feed, or possibly even on, I posted it to Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter as well. There's me having fun. I stuck him up my nose and then posted that. And then there's the Stormtrooper. He's posing in front of, he's looking into the glass pane for the food, wondering what he wants. There's another Stormtrooper breastfeeding a tiny Stormtrooper. There's a little Stormtrooper running to Daddy Stormtrooper. There's a Stormtrooper saying the iPhone screen is too big. There's a Stormtrooper doing the splits. I was having a lot of fun. But see, I could only do this Stormtrooper photo here if I had more than one Stormtrooper. You guys get it? I'll give you a clue. Young man. There's no need to be known as a young man. Don't want to get in trouble. Get the video taken down if someone says, "Oh, that's somebody else's song." Indeed it is. But I was having fun with the Stormtroopers. Did I really need to have 4 Stormtroopers in my life? These action figures? No. It was there for fun. Minimalism is something I'm trying to keep in mind because I am a consumer and I tend to consume things frequently. So if you see anything in my home office in that tour that you think I don't need anymore, let me know. Less sometimes is more, and I'm going to do my best to make my home office less cluttered by next year. I don't know if I'm going to pull back on the Darth Vader stuff, but I think a lot of those video games they gotta go. Bye-bye. So, what about you? Is minimalism something that you might want to consider as well? If you're surrounded by stuff that you hardly use, or maybe it's just kind of fun, but do you really use it all that much? Would someone else get more use out of the thing that you have? Could you possibly sell it to them? And we've, of course, had other discussions and videos and articles about how to sell your stuff. No, I'm not going to sell my Stormtroopers. Get your own. But the other stuff, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Less, in many ways, is more. Certainly less to dust. Take software, for example. It eats less resources. Exactly, Dark Eeyore 3. True. All right, any other comments? Give me a second. All right, checking the other thing. Check out the Star Wars stuff. Yes, thank you. Will you sell me one of your unused mics? Possibly. Just drop me a line, chris@pirillo.com. Why don't you give away some of the things you don't want anymore? I would, but then I would be poor. If I gave everything away, I'm not an extremist. Thank you very much. And I actually do give away a lot. The event is said not to be a huge event. Okay. I love people who join a chat box or chat room to discuss what's happening in the live video, but are still in a universe of their own. Like, they're in their own head. And they're sharing what's in their own... This isn't Twitter. Okay, in case you didn't notice, I think some people think this is Twitter. Yikes. It's not Twitter. Not Twitter. What is the cheapest way to install your iPhone into your car stereo? I've been leasing a vehicle for a number of years. Well, actually, I've leased a series of vehicles, one after the other, and I've been very, very happy with that. I'm not the type of guy who wants to own a car. I'm not a fan. Well, but it costs less over time. I'm like, yeah, but they upgrade technology like every 3 years or so, and then I get a new car every 3 years, and then I can get rid of it without the stress and strain of having to sell and blah. I just don't want to deal with it. It's a car. I want it to be a stress-free experience. When I started to lease my current vehicle a couple of years ago, there was an upgrade option, like a $2,000 option, to upgrade the car so that it could be iPod compatible. And then I could connect, well, at that point, they didn't even have an iPad. I think I had an iPhone at that time. Certainly didn't really use an iPod. But either way, essentially outfitting the car so I could connect my iOS device to it and then play songs through it. I opted not to do that because I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, wait. It's got Bluetooth and a USB port, and I can get one of those adapters so I can make even more USB ports spring out of thin air. Well, again, with the adapter. What they used to call the cigarette lighter adapter. I don't even know if this car has a cigarette lighter. I think all it has is power outlets. So I said, no, I don't need it. And you know what? I've been just fine. I can charge my phone on the go and use Bluetooth to stream music wirelessly. And I don't know if it was just a new option that became available, at least with the latest software upgrades. But now, when I use Pandora in the car, I can see the songs show up on the console. It's kind of like the GPS unit that also doubles as the audio, feedback mechanism. That was a very non-technical term to explain. I can see what song is playing on the screen, but not necessarily this screen because I'm driving. There's the screen. So I didn't need to have that $2,000 upgrade. I saved a lot of money, and I've been just happy with it. Which car is it? That would be if you search Google or YouTube for Chris Pirillo car. I think it's Chris Pirillo Prius review, something like that. And some people, they say, Chris, drive a real car. Well, last I looked, it's got 4 wheels, gets me from point A to point B, and I'm the one who laughs when I go to the gas station because I don't have to pay as much. So, fine, spend more money. I don't care. But until you start paying my bills, you can shut up about the car that I drive. You can also shut up about the technology that I choose to use in my own personal life. So speaking of, we wrote an article. What is the cheapest way to install your iPhone into your car stereo? Now, we're going to assume, in this scenario, that the car stereo we're talking about is not Bluetooth enabled, because if it was, you would have the option there. There are other options available to you, some of which I don't think are all that great because I've tried them before. Kelly Clay has had this experience. She's wondering how to get her phone, even if it's just a smartphone, connected to a stereo, and ran over a couple of the options. I mean, not with not with her car, but I mean, right, click the link in the description to read the article, and it explains it all. She might suggest that you go out and get one of those FM transmitters. I've never been a fan of those. I've tried them, and the audio quality always sucks. It does. I mean, especially compared to Bluetooth. And I threw out the option, as much of a kludge as it might be. I said, well, why don't you do this? Buy an inverter for your automobile, and it costs $10, $20 max, for just a simple inverter that allows you to plug in like an AC cable and then have a portable speaker system. And I went as far as to find a wireless Bluetooth speaker that is portable and coupled with the inverter, I think cost less than $100. And even though that's not a part of the car stereo system, you could take that Bluetooth wireless speaker or wireless Bluetooth speaker with you out of the car and use it in other places, at parties, I was going to say in the library, but that would be a bad place to take a speaker. But you can take it with you, and you could connect the phone by way of Bluetooth, keep everything charged, and generally speaking, get as much as you possibly can. It's to me, the best option to getting audio coming out from your phone to your car without redoing everything, or really spending a lot of money on new infrastructure. The next option, of course, would be upgrade your car stereo to something that has Bluetooth capabilities. And that would probably be your strongest option. The easiest way to do it without having to run through the muss or fuss is have options that you can remove at any point in time to your next vehicle or potentially beyond. So we've got a few possibilities there for you, and certainly would be curious to know what you think the best options are for the cheapest way to install an iPhone or smartphone into your car stereo. They used to call radios the wireless. First time live video, says Rig0975. Yay! Brandon CEC says he's the 150th like. Oh, we only have 150 likes? That's it? Why am I doing this? Because only 150? Hang on, I'm depressed. Do you guys even like the videos that I do? I mean, do you like when I go live on YouTube? Is there something wrong? Do you like the articles on LockerGnome.com? Do you share them? Are we not really doing it for you? You guys just want us to stop? Because we'll stop if you guys don't like what we do. It's kind of sad, really. I mean, I'm starting to get a little choked up here. The Beta Jake says we must like your videos if we keep coming back. That is true, but maybe you're a masochist. I don't know that. How do I know I'm not doing a bad job if you guys don't share? Brain90820 says, I can't tell if he's joking. Really? Well, we've got 187 likes now. So, even if I wasn't joking, thank you for liking the video. Sometimes I have to remind you to do these things. It's a good thing to remind people to do these things. And you know what else it's good to remind people to do? Link back to LockerGnome.com. Like our backlink of the day, Aaron Raimist.net. The link, of course, is in the article's show notes of sorts. AARONRAIMIST.net. He linked back to our Ultrabook post from the other day. Now, if you'd like me to talk about your website, all you need to do is link back to LockerGnome.com and then let me know you did. Just drop me a line, chris@Pirillo.com. You may be the backlink of the day, and we may be sending you dozens, if not hundreds, of clicks and potentially new subscribers. It's a good thing, really, to do. And if you haven't linked back to LockerGnome.com, it's good for your prostate. It can also promote good bone health. And it will also, this has not been proven totally, I think it can help you get a girlfriend too if you link back to LockerGnome.com or boyfriend, depending on which side you're swinging on there. I'm kidding. It doesn't really promote prostate health or good bone health, or won't help you score with whatever gender you want to score with. But backlinking to LockerGnome.com is a nice thing. It's a way to let us know that you enjoy the articles that we're sharing there, because you're sharing with people who you're connected with. And honestly, that's what it's all about, sharing. Sharing is caring. And, I got to tell you, had a fun new year. Inbalanced by Design asked if we had a good new year, and yes, we did. We donated $500 to Andrew in his quest for a wheelchair. I was taking donations during the live video feed, which you may have caught, and during that all, realized that Andrew was donating to us, and he needs the money to get a wheelchair. And so, just by sharing his story, we helped generate, probably because of the attention, $1,500 plus for Andrew, and he is on his way to having a wheelchair. Oh, thank you. IT Wins Web Show says 201 likes. That's great, but what about the other videos I do? You guys are doing that for the live video, but we do so many others. It'd be nice if you just like them too. Like them. Like them. All right, here's a question. And honestly, I don't know the answer. I'm just going to throw it out there because there's a question on LockerGnome.net that's really popular. Roblox versus Minecraft. I have no idea. It's been a while since we've talked about Minecraft, and there is a very popular question on LockerGnome.net, which seemingly has turned into a website for you to ask questions about Minecraft. This one specifically, Roblox versus Minecraft. It's a very popular question. Over 2,000 people want to know the answer to this, at least at the time of this recording. You can go and look on LockerGnome.net and see something completely different by the time this video goes up. But, okay, so it looks like Go Minecraft says Minecraft. Well, duh, with that username. What is Supportland says Minecraft. Which one? Wow, it looks... Lavari013 says Minecraft. Boy. IT Wins Web Show says Minecraft Pocket Edition is better than the full version. Jahani Boy Live says Roblox is dead. Honestly, I'm looking for some guidance here because I don't know. Just use Manic Digger. It's free. Johnny Ailes does bring up a good point, though. You can play both. Day454 asks a question that I think is probably closer to my mindset. What versus what? What is Minecraft versus Roblox? I can only assume that Roblox is kind of like Minecraft in the sense that you can use a set of tools to construct these virtual world experiences. Someone's saying Roblox is dead like Flash. Dark Eeyore3 says, yep, Minecraft. But you're not really helping me any understand this versus that and why. Minecraft came out first, says Brandon CEC. Minecraft, it's fun to blow up the world, says Identicali. Minecraft is like Lego. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So then why not both? It's Roblox. Roblox? Am I even saying it right? Computer Life 22. Why not both? There's the real question. This versus that, if it's something you like, you might say, Chris, Minecraft versus Lego. If you like Lego, why don't you like Minecraft? Well, because the things that I put together, I like having physical manifestations of right there. Not just in a virtual world. And I think that's why I like Lego. Think about it this way. Lego is my Minecraft. That's about as close as I could get. Jollypop 2008 says Roblox is more for children. Murphy96G says Minecraft because of structure building. Oh Pure Ghost says they both suck. Again, I can't tell you which one is better, if there really is one that is better. Go for what you like the most. Minecraft is really beta. Roblox is laggy, however. Roblox is more like Lego. And that was a comment from, it scrolled off, sorry. No. Oh, Roblox is not related at all to Minecraft. Well, I know that. It's like comparing Kindle to the iPad. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So then why was someone asking this versus that? It's a very popular question on LockerGnome.net right now. I was only trying to extend the conversation to possibly come up with the answer that would help other people trying to figure out which is which and why would we care. Answer the question. Believe me, I am absolutely interested in finding out. But remember, I'm still going to be a Lego guy at the end of the day. I am a walking, talking minifig. There we go. Now someone else must have upvoted the question there on LockerGnome.net. Kind of crazy. Minecraft makes more money. Yeah, but you know what? There are a lot of companies that make a lot of money and they still suck. And the chat too, Chris, says Airwolf28. Chat? Which chat? There's a lot of chats. Got a lot of chat going on here. Yeah. Minecraft is more enjoyable. Roblox has no objective. I didn't think there was many objectives in Minecraft other than avoiding the creepers. Could be wrong. Minecraft allows for modding, which creates new gaming experiences. Mr. Johnny Uncensored. Fair enough. Are Apple Macs overpriced? No, it's just that PCs are usually cheap. I'm scrolling on LockerGnome.net because I thought it'd be interesting to see what everybody else was saying. But they're not really saying much. At least much that's new. 207 likes so far. Thank you for as much as you've done. Peter DOA1 says Lego Universe with a question mark. Yeah, exactly, a question mark. It's dead. Lego Universe is... If Lego was smart, they would buy Minecraft. I'm not kidding either. What about Lego versus Mega Bloks? Oh, dude, that's not even a comparison. Okay. If that's what you're saying, the other one isn't even a comparison. This is definitely not a comparison. One is awesome. One is not as much awesome as the one that is more awesome than the other one. Any other questions, folks? Any other questions? True, are TVs becoming computers? Asks Inyusha Thug. That's not a bad question. I think we've covered it before. How televisions are kind of evolving. Skype versus FaceTime, asks the iTalkTech24. I think we covered that a long time ago. Still waiting for a good FaceTime client for Windows. Until then, there really is no comparison. You should be a spokesman for Lego, says X Sinister Strike. I agree, but it just hasn't happened. Ever hear of Synavia? I have not, Daryl TV22. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. What do you think of the augmentainment, aka second screen apps? Where can they match content on TV to your handheld so they can show you ad details from TV and show more product info or details about the show on your phone? Lance Seidman asks. I think that's kind of neat, actually, the three-dimensionality, true three-dimensionality, getting things off the screen into your lap. That's really kind of neat. What do you think of Blu-ray players that have internet capabilities? I think they can get online and also play Blu-ray discs. Why use Twitter when I can update my Facebook? Because they're two different things. Two different things. Twitter is for telling the world what you're thinking before you've had a chance to think about it, and Facebook is for posting photos that you're taking at parties where you shouldn't be doing things at those parties that people are taking pictures of. Two different things, really. Is Google taking over the net? Indeed, I think it already has. Which one do you use more, Google Plus or Twitter? I would probably say Google Plus, honestly. Even though they don't like some of the things that I post there, I still post them anyway. What about an Apple HD TV this year? That remains to be seen. That is just a rumor. And you know what? I can start spreading rumors too. Yeah. Word on the street has it that I am going to be pregnant by the end of this month. Now, that's a rumor. I will be a male guy who is pregnant. A male guy? How's that for a rumor? If we're starting rumors, might as well. Let's just go all the way. iPhone with GPS app versus real GPS. iPad Tech Guy 1. I think the iPhone with the GPS the GPS, I think it's real enough. Chris, do you play guitar? I do not play guitar. When will the baby shower be? I'll let you know. I'll tweet it. Is the Acer giveaway happening soon? Got to subscribe to the LockerGnome email newsletter to find out. How do you feel about Russia? Asks Marmy Lee. I feel... I don't know how I feel, really. Conflicted, I guess. Kind of an odd question to ask. Who asked these questions? Do you know HTML? Yep, went to school together. Used to beat them up on the playground, too. Didn't think that I had it in me, did you? Yeah, well. Any questions that may make good videos? Any questions? Because if not, I'll go ahead and wind it down now that we've been broadcasting for an hour here on YouTube, because I have other things to do on this fine Monday. And we'll round her out with 8 separate videos. I'm watching. I'm looking for good questions. These are they're good questions. I'm not going to say they suck, but I really can't answer questions like, do you ski in a video? Or Family Guy versus American Dad. What is one tech term my children won't understand in the future? Well, it depends on how old you are. Maybe that may make a good video. We're going to give that a shot. Johnny Boy Live. Had some questions come into the chat box here during the live TLDR broadcast, the LockerGnome Daily Report. That's TLDR. Do it every day, weekdays, 3 p.m. That's, I guess, not technically every day, but every weekday. And Johnny Boy Live asked the question, what is one tech term that my children won't understand? I don't have children, even though I just announced the rumor that I'm going to be I'm going to be pregnant by the end of the month. See, because everyone was talking about all the Apple rumors, and I'm like, well, if you're going to spread rumors, we might as well go all out. So I'm going to be pregnant. Me. Just this guy right here. I'm going to be with child by the end of the month. That's a rumor. What is one tech term that your children won't understand? Now, you may be a child yourself, and maybe you're not a child. Maybe you're someone who acts like a child. Either way, what's one tech term we use today that's not going to be relevant 20 years from now? I'm going to go ahead and throw this back to the live audience as I'm watching the feed kind of populate here, because that's what happens during a live broadcast. One thing that I was thinking would be largely irrelevant in 20 years, phone. Now think about that for a second, just for a moment. We communicate with each other using a variety of devices. This is technically a phone, a smartphone, but at what point does the word phone just melt away? And now you're just communicating with somebody else. You can communicate by email, text message, let's see here, a phone call, a video call. That's not really a phone call, but you're using your phone to make a video call, but is it still a phone? No, I'm guessing phone is going to die. The word, not necessarily the device itself or what we use for these communications devices. But what do you believe is going to just disappear by the time you have kids? Typewriter, says RWN Entertainment. I would go as far as to say typewriter is a word that's dead now. How many of you have even seen a typewriter in your life? And I know my demographic on YouTube definitely skews young. PC. There's a term that someone suggests is going to be a term that is no longer relevant. The Antique Tractor on YouTube says floppy disk. And right before that, Kakuha said compact disk. The idea of disks, that word, means something today, but at some point in the future. Dark Eeyore 3 says, no, kids will remember wires. Or wait, no kids will remember wires. It's very difficult to read these comments aloud, especially when in your head it's this. That sentence could be interpreted two ways, but I think he's saying no kids will remember wires. We're going to be wireless by the time you have children. And hopefully, I'm going to have children, at some point. As I said, by the end of the month, that's the goal. Working pretty hard at it. Come on, guys. If you're spreading Apple rumors that are just founded in nothing, you might as well just say that you're going to be walking on the moon next year yourself without any kind of equipment. And you're going to walk there. Rumors are silly, people. We're not talking about rumors right now. We're talking about what is going to be disappearing from our day-to-day vocabulary by the time the next generation is around. And God willing, I'll still be here doing live videos every day on YouTube. Hard drive, yes. Drive, disk, kind of covered it. One more. Do we have one more question to throw out there for a video? Possibly. That was a good question. See if we can get the next one done in the next 5 minutes before we round it out. Give you 5 more minutes to come up with a good question that we can answer in a video. Do you see the kind of questions? Do you guys get it now? The kind of questions that I like answering in videos and the kind of questions that I don't? Kind of training you to ask questions that I can actually use, that are tangible. And the funny thing is people are posting spam comments in the comment thread. I don't mind as much because that actually counts towards our total comment count. It's annoying, but YouTube doesn't care if it's a bad comment or a good comment. It's a comment. Do you think a Lego-themed typewriter would be cool? No, it would freaking hurt. Hopefully tweeting will be dead in 5 years. Stupid fad, says AtomBomb669. Still waiting for the good question. What technology are you most excited for in 2012? Ooh, it's not a bad one. I don't know if I have an answer to that. What technology are you most excited for in 2012? God, let me think about that one. I honestly, right now I'm surrounded by things that I don't need more of. What technology what would it be this year? How to protect children from threats online. I need something a bit more hands-on than that. Using a mixer. No, I need something more. How has learning changed with the internet? Well, we now go for the information rather than having it handed to us. Do you think we'll be using the internet for future political elections in the U.S.? I would hope it would be a lot more open than it is today. How did you meet Diana? She watched my YouTube videos, loved them, and just kind of how it happened. See, YouTube can help you meet hot chicks. Do you ever look back to a VM, the old Windows like 95 or 3.11? I don't have either one, really. At least working right now. Have you gotten a CS sponsor yet? No. Although I saw iJustine got sponsored by Spike. She's going to be doing content at CES for Spike, so then why would I need to go if iJustine's doing it? Trust me, this is how I get the comments are coming in like this, just so you can see what I see. Search engines will be gone. Are you going to see it? See, it's 17 seconds ago. It's queued that far back. See, another question. How did you meet Diana? What is the future? Why? I mean, it's the same things, but I can only filter so many. My brain is too small to keep up with all of your intelligence flooding into the channel. All right. Give you one more shot here. Future smartphones. Does the internet cause people to lose physical abilities? What kind of questions are these? These are freaking, you guys are nuts. How many Darth fathers do you have? I only have one dad. He's not Darthy. Will Apple make their own search engine despite Google? No, I doubt it. They don't have anything like that. They're not that kind of service-oriented company. How have generations changed due to the use of the internet? Yeah, okay, I think that's a good way of ending today. It's around their tech guru reviews. Give me a second. When I threw the option out there to the people who are watching the live stream here on YouTube, asking what questions you'd like to see answered, training them to understand that questions that are good to have as separate videos are the questions I'm looking for. Someone asked a couple of minutes ago, how has learning changed with the internet? And I thought about that for a minute or so, and then the questions kept coming in. Then Tech Guru Reviews asked, how have generations changed due to the use of the internet? And I think learning has changed pretty dramatically. When I was growing up, you could go and get the information, but it was a pain. And even so, the information that you had access to was extremely limited because of a physical, well, I would say shortcoming. I mean, you could only fit so much in the library. You could only check out so many books at one time. Now, you have the whole, well, known universe at your fingertips. Whether you're using a computer that fits in your pocket or a computer that sits on a desk. You don't need to have to go that far to learn. Information for years would come at you, and I think the idea of schools is just that, to give the information to you. But in so many ways, and I even saw this when I was, for a brief while, doing student teaching, the students were coming to me with information. More information than I had before. And just because I was older and the teacher didn't necessarily mean that I knew everything or as much as a student might know about one particular topic or another. And so, I think the internet has introduced to us as a worldly society, not just one country or another, the idea that there is a great degree of excellence in being able to collaborate on these learning processes, and instead of having to wait for the information to come to us, in so many ways we can get that information without prompting. And I think if the internet has changed anything with learning, it's turned the tables, really. We now can get the information rather than having the information come to us. That's probably the most dramatic change. I mean, even today with television as we know it, even though this live broadcast on YouTube, for all intents and purposes, is a television show. Radio, books, newspapers, magazines, old media, dead media, that's the old way of learning. The new way of learning is going out and discovering for yourself instead of having to be told or waiting for that information to come to you. And you know what? I think the world is a better place for it. And I would say, fortunately, schools will have to evolve. But unfortunately, it's going to take them a long time to do just that. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of frustrations, specifically with higher education and training. You probably know more today than I would have known at twice your age if you're younger than me. And many of you on YouTube are certainly younger than I am. And I think that's good enough for today. Yay! It was a good question. Good way to end the day, I say, on an upbeat. I am going to go see my girlfriend now, and you're welcome to do whatever the heck you want. Feel free, really, to go over to LockerGnome.com, +1 some articles, share some others, tweet the other ones, share them on LinkedIn. I don't care. Please, just share. Go click. Dude. See every one of these LockerGnome links right now. If you're watching this video, because we're getting to the point where I'm talking about the keyword, if you're watching this video, look at the links in the description for this video. You should see some links. Click the links. Look at the links. Read what's there. Then share it with other people. When you're on LockerGnome.com, subscribe to the email newsletter. Really, it's so easy to do. That's all I ask. Really. And then, of course, we ask that you like the videos, not just this big, long TLDR one, but every segment that we carved out. Just click like, yay! Click +1, yay! Yay! You +1 things, yay! That's awesome! If you do more of that, we will do more for you. That's how this works. Okay? So if you like what we do, link back. Share those links. Click those links. Subscribe to the newsletter. Join us or die. Actually, that was an empty threat. Even though we're all going to die one day, hopefully long time from now, just share. That's all. If you like what you see, like it and share it forward. So I'm going to finish off this tea. Let's see here. It's a pretty nice little mug there. Maybe I should, you think I should, just quit my job as a tech geeky guy online and just go into designing mugs? Think there's a value in that? Be kind of fun, I guess. You'd love to see more LockerGnome merchandise? Gear.pirillo.com is really all we have today. Maybe at some point we'll add more, but I just haven't had time to go in and add it because, honestly, it's just my logo. It's not a big deal. So, you have your instructions. Go forth, like, share, +1, and I guess stay tuned to the next broadcast, which is already scheduled. You could also join us in the chat room. It's still happening. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even if I'm not in there. It's a live video feed streaming this part of my home office. Check it out right now. Live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.